almost 2 years to the date. On Sunday, it'll be 2 years. The family called this a cowardly act. They are furious that the officers are not being charged. But the Justice Department said, look, they've interviewed some 150 people in the time since the shooting. In the end, they could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the officers committed any, quote, willful violations. Now, the family, many local lawmakers say this is an outrage.
The moments leading up to Ghaisar's death were captured on this dashcam video. The entire ordeal on the night of November 17, 2017 took just 15 minutes. Here's what we know. Just before 7:30, Ghaisar's Jeep was allegedly rear-ended in the southbound lanes of GW Parkway over in Alexandria. We're told it was just a fender bender, so Ghaisar drove off. U.S. Park Police, which patrols GW Parkway, thought he was in a hit and run, and so they pursued. This dashcam video from Fairfax County Police started 10 minutes after the crash. To be clear, Fairfax County Police was assisting Park Police. Seen in this video, Ghaisar then stops 3 times as officers chased him. Each time, officers got out of their cruisers and drew their guns. At 7:41, Ghaisar stopped for the 3rd time near Fort Hunt Road and Alexandria Avenue. That's when officers fired 9 shots, sending Ghaisar's Jeep into a ditch. Now, some 2 years later, the DOJ is announcing that there will be no charges for this shooting. In a statement, U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jesse Liu wrote, quote, "The department cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the 2 USPP officers committed willful violations of the applicable federal criminal civil rights statute when they shot Mr. Ghaisar." The Northern Virginia native, an accountant who lived in Tysons, would die some 10 days later when he was removed from life support. His death prompted bewilderment, frustration, and outrage from his family and his community. The announcement of no charges adding to the outrage. In a lengthy statement from the family, we were told in part, today's decision was a cowardly act by a Department of Justice that is afraid to hold law enforcement, especially federal law enforcement, accountable when it commits murder.
So our newsroom has received countless statements from local lawmakers. I want to highlight just one. It's a joint statement. It's long, as you can see. It's from Virginia Democrat Senator Mark Warner and Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley. They are formally requesting a briefing from the DOJ within the next 30 days to try and understand what went into this decision. I want to show you part of the statement. In part, they wrote that the decision not to charge without much explanation was, quote, adding to the long list of questions that remain unanswered years later, despite a 2-year investigation. And as I said, guys, all this as we near the 2-year anniversary. It's on Sunday. The family plans to hold a vigil for Ghaisar at the Lincoln Memorial as they continue to push for answers.